Testing, testing, right? Jai Shrimad Narayan, Jai Shrimad Narayan, Jai Shrimad Narayan. I pay my obeisances to my spiritual master, Srimad Jagat Guru Sudarshan Acharya Ji Maharaj. I pay my obeisances to Lord Sri Ramanuj. I pay my obeisances to our Purva Acharyas. I pay my obeisances to our 12 Alvars. I pay my obeisances to Mother Lakshmi. And I pay my obeisances to Lord Sriman Narayan. I welcome all of you here physically at the Sri Narayan Dham in Durban, South Africa. I welcome those that are watching this discourse locally, nationally, and internationally. And I welcome in advance those that's going to be watching this discourse when it is posted on YouTube and the various groups from around the world subsequently. Our main topic today and for a few more years in the future is the spiritual revolution of the Bhagavad Gita, never done in this format ever before by any spiritual master in the world. This is a world first, and we break in the Bhagavad Gita to bits and pieces so that you can understand it in its entirety. The reason we have chosen this course because today, 2026, information is at everyone's fingertips. If you Google Bhagavad Gita, then there's thousands and thousands of Bhagavad Gita sites that you can go to. But the Bhagavad Gita is absolute and it is eternal. Both the words absolute and eternal means it can never be changed, not even by a comma. Nothing can be changed because anything that is absolute, there can be no changes, and anything that is eternal can be no changes. And if you take any 20 Bhagavad Gitas, any 20 commentaries, and if you read the commentaries, you are going to get confused. You will think that you are reading 20 different Bhagavad Gitas. And as I stated, the Bhagavad Gita is eternal, it is absolute, it cannot be changed. Nothing in the Bhagavad Gita can be changed. So it is absolutely necessary for me in this lifetime and in this mission to clarify and point you to a Bhagavad Gita that is in conformity to exactly what Lord Sri Krishna spoke and what he meant when he spoke the Bhagavad Gita. And myself, for many years, I've been researching the various philosophies of the Bhagavad Gita before I embarked on this discourse. And I found many contradictions in the philosophies of both Dvaita and Advaita. And the only Bhagavad Gita that interfaces in its entirety with the spoken word and meaning, the only explanation of the Bhagavad Gita from all the Bhagavad Gitas that's existing in the world today is the Bhagavad Gita that was explained by Lord Sri Ramanuj. That is the only Bhagavad Gita existing currently in the world today that gives you the exact meaning, the exact understanding of every verse and the essence of every verse in its entirety. So I recommend, before you take my word you start perusing through other Bhagavad Gitas. Lord Sri Krishna will have a final say in which philosopher or which guru or which saint or which spiritual master has explained the Bhagavad Gita in its exact essence. And I'm going to point you to the evidence, but the conclusion must be drawn by you. I'm going to give you all the evidence for the next couple of years as we proceed verse by verse with the Bhagavad Gita. You're going to draw your conclusions. I am saying that the only Bhagavad Gita that is original, authentic, undistilled, non-philosophical, authentic is that explanation by Lord Sri Ramanuj. Why is it important for you to understand the Bhagavad Gita as spoken by Lord Sri Krishna? Why is it important? There can only be one instruction for the human manual. Yes or no? You have two eyes, two ears, one nose, two nostrils, two legs, two hands, and a few other bodily parts. Are they absolute? Are they exact? So there can only be one remedy to address all of these. Yes or no? So, in mechanical terms, if a particular part need a number 13 bolt, a number 13 nut, then the manual must prescribe the number 13 spanner. Yes? Because only a number 13 spanner can work on number 13 bolt and a number 13 nut. So the Bhagavad Gita is already telling you the size of the bolt, the size of the nut. And the commentators are telling you different spanners to use. The size of the bolt, the size of the nut is already there in the original Bhagavad Gita. They themselves will tell you when they are bringing the Bhagavad Gita in from the Mahabharata, the verse is exactly the same. They're telling you that there's a 13 bolt and there's 13 nut. But in the commentary, they say you can use a number 14 or a number 12. Will it ever work? That is why this world is in this state today. The Bhagavad Gita is not for Hindus. Bhagavad Gita is not for Hindus, it's for all of mankind. And because the nuts are loose, Nirali, nuts are loose, you all can see what Donald Trump is doing. He's supposed to be the world's greatest, he's a leader and president of the world's superpower, is it? Is he not? Is he following the Bhagavad Gita for the principles and essence of the Bhagavad Gita? Today his best fruit is the orange, and he'll declare to the whole world his best fruit is the orange, and tomorrow it will be the apple. Yes? Does the Bhagavad Gita allow you to make those changes? If your best fruit is orange, it must remain an orange throughout. And if your best fruit is apple, it must remain apple throughout. If you chop and change daily, then that is the confusion that the world is suffering from today. Because different interpretations of the Bhagavad Gita will give you different solutions. Yes or no? You agree? If you have one microwave, can you have 10 different manuals describing that microwave? If you have a flat screw and another manual is telling you to use a star screwdriver, will you ever be able to fix that microwave? So you are in that position today. Different Bhagavad Gitas, different commentaries are telling you different things. What does God realized mean? What is God realization? What is God realization? It means you know God. What is real? What is real? The meaning of real. Meaning of real. Look it up. You'll look it up. You're in a world of technology. If you want to know what's the next best lipstick shade, how fast you'll look it up. Nirali, same speed. Let the fingers fly. What is real? Realization comes from which word? And what's the meaning? You find meanings of real. Nirali, look it. True, true, actual, existing, not imaginary. Not imaginary or fake. Realization means, real means, so realization means that you have verified, you have verified the reality of that particular topic, yes? And if the topic is God, it means you have factually realized the absolute truth. Yes or no? So if you're an expert on the Bhagavad Gita, then you must give a, an explanation of the absolute truth as realized by yourself and your realization. How do you know whether your realization is factual? You must synchronize with the authorized Vedas, not just Vedas, with the authorized scriptures of Sanatan Dharma, which is the four Vedas, Bhagavad Gita, and Brahma Sutra. When you realize factually through within yourself, then that factual evidence must correspond absolutely with what the four Vedas is saying. What the four Vedas is saying, who is the Supreme Lord? What is the Bhagavad Gita showing, who is the Supreme Lord? What is the Brahma Sutras declaring, who is the Supreme Lord? So if you are a God realized saint, the proof will be in your realization, synchronized with the Bhagavad Gita. Yes or no? So if you don't see Lord Srimad Narayan as the Supreme Lord, what it means? You are not God realized. You are not God realized. If you see Lord Sri Krishna as the Supreme Lord, Supreme Primal Lord, at the surface, it means you are not God realized. If you are not God realized, you cannot give birth to God realized disciples. If you are not God realized as a bona fide spiritual master, your spiritual DNA is concocted. Your DNA is contaminated, and in spirituality, there is no contamination. Everything is absolute and everything is pure. Because of research, analysis, and investigation, I have found that Swami Prabhupada is not God realized. Will you agree with me? He is not God realized because he is the only spiritual master who saw Lord Sri Krishna as the Supreme Primal Lord, and he saw Lord Srimad Narayan as his incarnation. And he puts that in his Bhagavad Gita explanation throughout the Bhagavad Gita. So we reject the entire Bhagavad Gita of Swami Prabhupada. We also reject his status as a bona fide spiritual master, and we also reject all his writings with the contempt that it deserves, because he quotes the Vedas, contradicts himself, and then quotes unauthorized scriptures, contradicts himself, and then again quotes the Vedas and contradicts himself, and then quotes unauthorized scriptures and contradicts himself. I can show 1,000 contradiction freehand. Over 1,000, there should be more than that. So when it is for convenient in a verse to confirm the Vedas, then he'll confirm the Vedas. And when it is convenient to reject the Vedas, he'll reject the Vedas and he'll slip in his own unauthorized scriptures. So he has deliberately, if you didn't know of the existence of the Vedas, you only had the Bhagavad Gita, and you did an explanation of the Bhagavad Gita straight from its verses, then we'll say, okay, it's not deliberate, you made an pathetic attempt. You made a pathetic attempt. The world sees Swami Prabhupada as the first English translation, the first English authentic translation of the Bhagavad Gita. But it's false. An Englishman translated the Bhagavad Gita in English in the 1700s. 1700, and he did not know all the Vedas. He was not God realized. He just learned Sanskrit. So if you just learn Sanskrit and you make an explanation, each Sanskrit word has about 6 or 8 meanings. You are going to go offline. Yes, depending which meaning you believe is right to put in that verse. All of you understand? So it is our duty. In fact, it is not only my duty, it is the incumbent duty of every self and God realized Guru currently in existence today to reject all false commentaries. You agree? Who did God endow would realization to refute falsity? Who, who will God empower to refute falsity? Who? Self-realized, God-realized gurus. So in the world today, I'm challenging every guru that says he is self-realized or God-realized, even in my sampradaya, in the Sri sampradaya. Those gurus should really be doing the work. And the first work is what? First job of a bona fide spiritual master is what? To dispel confusion and fake philosophies. Yes or no? Because what real means? Not fake. You all read it out just now. Not an imagination and not fake. Yes? So, real, the word realization means cementing your consciousness into what is real. How can you teach what is real when side by side which is real is bombarded by 99% of what is unreal? How can you teach what is real without refuting what is unreal? There is a positive explanation of the truth and there is a negative explanation of the truth. And most of the gurus in the world are focused on the positive explanation of the truth. But the tangible reality for the implementation of the absolute truth, we have to negate the untruth. Do you understand? If your garden has 95% weeds and only two marigolds. Last night when Chanel was going home, then she was crying. Then she saw the marigold garland and she went quiet. And then I told Chanel, that's from the fives. That part of her is from the fives. Hey, she got attracted to the marigold. All right, she'll be going there next week. I don't know what she'll do with marigolds, but so you have the Vedas is designed this way. In the Brahma Sutras, the verses negate untruths. There's an untruth there, then you take the untruth, you negate it, and you posit the truth. So this is part and parcel of Sanatana Dharma. To explain the absolute truth, it is more practical to negate the untruth. If you do not negate the untruth, how are you going to inject the truth into the consciousness of people? How? Because I said if you pick any 20 Bhagavad Gita, you got 20 different explanations. Yes? How would you decipher which one of the 20 is the truth? But now I picked the interest of the world. Have I not? Is the world not listening to what I'm saying? Albeit in a very minuscule fraction of the population, but is it there? Is it there? Is this ashram not seen? We headed it appropriately, the spiritual revolution of the Bhagavad Gita. Is it not eye-catching? If you want to know about the Bhagavad Gita and you see the spiritual revolution of the Bhagavad Gita, would you not go into the topic? Would you not read the topic for a few minutes, because we're doing summaries and we're doing lengthy discourses like this? Will it not interest you? If you are spiritual, you'll want to say, hey, what is this Guru talking about? How can he refute a great personality like Swami Prabhupada and ISKCON, which is in 150 countries with over 800 temples, and this Guru only has one small, how many meters is our, no, Dana? 16 meters by 9 meters. Inside here, we got 100 square meters if we remove the curtain. You understand? Then it's piquing your interest because you've seen an underdog guru who's hardly known in the world. With the world famous guru, you see all his disciples dancing around the world. And if they do not change, they'll be dancing straight into hell. They'll be dancing straight into hell. Because the law of karma states that you don't just take any spiritual master. Check whether he's teaching you the truth. And how can we prove spiritually? How can we prove spiritually that he's not a God-realized saint? How can we prove? One is through his misinterpretation, yes, and two, he never gave birth to any bona fide disciple. Has he given birth to any true disciple? Does his disciple know the Vedas? If you don't know the Vedas, you can't be a disciple. His disciples only know his writings, and all his writings are in direct contradiction of the Vedas. All ISKCON's work are a direct contradiction of the Vedas. None of his books, if you pull it off the shelf, is authentic Veda. Every book or booklet is in direct contradiction of the Vedas. So he is not a God-realized saint because they're fighting. They don't even know how to become a disciple. Right now, as I'm speaking, they are fighting around the world. They don't know who's a disciple and who's not a disciple. Right now, currently, 2026, what's the date today? 9th of August 2026. His people do not know. Why they don't know? Because they did not follow the Guru Parampara. Look at me. I never met my Guru. I never met my Guru. I was an atheist most of my adult life. Never met my Guru. I was an atheist. I opposed all types of religion and rituals. Today I'm able to give you the absolute truth. There is no greater and higher truth than that what I am giving the world for the past 13 years. No greater and no higher truth than what I am giving the world, and I've given the world for the past 13 years. I never met my Guru, but I've given myself a title as a Param Guru. What's a Param Guru? A Param Guru is a Guru that comes from the Guru Parampara. How can I give you this information when I never went to any Guru institution in my life until I met my Guru? And I met my Guru spiritually. And I am saying I am a Param Guru. I'm coming from my Guru's Parampara. All this my Guru learned in the Bangar forest for 12 years. My Guru downloaded and he handed me the USB. He handed me the USB. I'm using my Guru's USB because that is a disciplic succession. I'm not confused and my Guru is not confused. We're not dancing and selling books. We're not opening restaurants and selling food where pork and beef eating people comes under the shrine. Drunk people come under the shrine and in the vicinity of the shrine. Goofed people come in the vicinity of the shrine. Anybody, murderers, rapists, everyone come to buy food. What do they do to the essence of a shrine? Go to Chatsworth ISKCON. What is the highest concentration in Chatsworth ISKCON on a daily basis? Selling food. Selling. If you see a movement in ISKCON Chatsworth, what is that movement? What is that interaction between humans? The highest. Food. What should be the highest interaction of a bona fide shrine? Why is it not spirituality? Why is it material? When you're hungry and you're in Chatsworth and you're fasting or you're a vegetarian, or when you're a vegetarian and you're drunk and you're in Chatsworth, Avir. Avir Bhai, how many times you entered that place? Under a couple beers and bought paneer biryani. Do you understand? All of you understand what I am saying. Why is the concentration only on money? When they first run up to you, they say, Prabhu, Prabhu, Bhagavad Gita, as it is, take it for 200 times. Has anyone been accosted with these Hare Krishnas? Huh? Then when you say, I don't have 200 rand, they say, take it for 150. Then you say, I don't have 150, then they say, okay, take it, I'll give you a big discount, 100 rand. Eventually you can get it for 50 rand. But you're buying a fake Bhagavad. Every Bhagavad Gita sold by ISKCON is a fake Bhagavad. Now they're even fighting which is more fake, which cover is more fake, and which context has been changed from fake to more fake. From fake by Swami Prabhupada to more fake. You understand? Can you say this is a Bhagavad Gita? Can you say Lord Sri Krishna spoke this Bhagavad Gita? They're fighting who's a guru and who's not a guru. They're fighting who was ordained a disciple and who was not ordained a disciple. And then I'm saying, look at me. Look at me. I left a multi-million rand business to follow my guru. Is that authentic or not authentic? I left money to give you the real Bhagavad Gita. I left material opulences to give you the real Bhagavad Gita. I left all material attachments to give you the Bhagavad Gita. Swami Prabhupada, what did he do? He's given you all material, himself and his members and his disciples, he's given them all material opulences, he's given them everything material to give the Bhagavad Gita. Which Bhagavad Gita is correct? Mine or his? What is the rule of spirituality? What is the rule of spirituality? Detachment from materialism at the level of a spiritual master. Detachment from materialism. What can you see in ISKCON if you go stand outside Chatsworth tomorrow? Concentration is how many rands they made in the restaurant. Don't you think that is a concentration? How much did we make today? Yes or no? And whilst you're going to buy food, they accost you with their pamphlets and wood books. Hey, buy small donation, yeah? Take the small book for 20. The bookstore is right there. The clothing store is right there. Is that spirituality? Or is that a business disguised in Lord Sri Krishna's name? Is that not spiritual fraud? Putting Lord Sri Krishna in the front and collecting money and selling items, is that not spiritual fraud? Will that organization ever prosper spiritually? When they get charged for child abuse, which money they take in their defense? When they get charged for corruption, when they get charged for extortion, these members from the GPC and the executive, which money they take for their defense? The Bhagavad Gita as it is pays for their criminalities, pays to defend their criminalities. Can they be a spiritual organization? Because the Bhagavad Gita is the biggest seller, is it not? And it is a fake and a false representation of the Bhagavad Gita of the Mahabharata. Yes or no? So this is where we are, and this is where we always will be going forward until the Bhagavad Gita discourses end. We will be giving you a positive, a negative revelation of the truth, which will turn you into positivity. Because now you're going to go and look at how many Bhagavad Gitas? You're going to look at Lord Sri Ramanuj's explanation of the Bhagavad Gita. Then you're going to look at Swami Prabhupada's explanation of the Bhagavad Gita. And then you're going to say, yes, but I'm leaving the choice to you. But I'm warning those that are still following the Bhagavad Gita as it is. And if they continue following the Bhagavad Gita as it is, they have their visa for Yamaraj. Yamaraj is waiting for all ISKCON followers. Be guaranteed, Nirali, where they are going. Not only ISKCON, there's other. I'm just taking ISKCON because of its title as it is. Other explanations do not have as it is, they just have Bhagavad Gita. But if you say as it is, and I'm saying I'm as it is, then I have to refute your as it is. Yes or no? All of you understand? So where ISKCON devotees are going, where their visa is, The Bhagavad Gita is the visa, and all books by Swami Prabhupada is the visa to Yamaraj. Aware? You don't like that title for my discourse? All Swami Prabhupada's books and the Bhagavad Gita is a visa to Yamaraj. Nobody stays there forever. You have to have a visa. They go there, they'll get what they deserve, and they'll come back here, then they'll come to us. Or they can come to us now. Cancel their visa, cancel their passport, wasn't? Bring them here. Let them get a Narayan vaccination. Narayan vaccination. They can go to Amshlanga, wasn't? And get a vaccination like I got. I thought it was my end days. I thought ISKCON got to the doctor. I got a vaccination for what flu was? Yellow fever. And my eyes cannot read the small print, so wasn't ready. So everything that happened to me wasn't new. It was nothing new to him. But to me, I thought I'm going to Vaikunt. I'm not going to Yamaraj. I'm going to Vaikunt. All right? So I was sick for a few hours. I couldn't drive the car to leave the car at Sean's place, and the car came that night. But I was very sick. I promise I won't give them this injection. I just give them the Narayan vaccination. You think they need the Narayan vaccination? All of them? All of ISKCON? Do you think they're undermining Lord Narayan by accepting Lord Sri Krishna as the Supreme Lord? Every member of ISKCON, do you think they're undermining Lord Srimad Narayan and his status quo? Do you think they're undermining Vaikunt? Because they build their own spiritual zone. So I want you to Google, in which chakra does anger reside? Divashka knows. She don't have to Google. She feels it there. In the root chakra. In the root chakra. Your chakras are your oscillating energy points which need to be neutralized so you can become spiritual. And look at the very bottom of the ladder. If anger is pervading you, can you become spiritual? There are 7 main chakras, yes? So there are 7 spiritual syllabus that you have to pass, practically. You have to pass practically, like in a lab. For many years you all have been listening theoretically. Now you all have to pass practically as in a lab. Otherwise you all are at the no use being in the Sri Narayan Dham and looking at these ISKCON devotees. Spiritually you're still at the lowest rung. As long as you don't get rid of your anger, you'll keep failing grade R. And I gave you an example. My cousin I hope they're not watching this discourse. When I went to primary school, he was in standard 4. When I was in class 1. When I was in class 2, he was in standard 4. When I went to standard 1, he was in standard 4, but now he had hairs growing on his thighs and he had a mustache. And when I was in standard 4, he was in standard. Yeah, Satish, I'm happy you're laughing because I want you to imagine Yajwan and yourself. All right? So I want to sting all of you all because if you don't align to your chakras, then watch me on YouTube and comment. If you come into the laboratory, if you come in live in the satsang, then you have to make a tangible change. Otherwise, when I'm going to meet Lord Narayan, he's going to ask me, what did you teach Nirali? Did you explain to Nirali she has 7 chakras, which is 7 syllabus to pass to become spiritual? And I'm going to say yes. For years I've been teaching. And he'll say, why are all the chakras of Nirali still locked in position? You can't even put a spanner and turn it. You can't put a torque wrench and turn it. Why is it locked in position? Then he might make me a fake guru and say, right, go down now, you didn't do your work right. Go now, your turn for the Bhagavad Gita as it is. Nirali, you think a guru should go through all that? So we'll do everyone going to do a post, even if it's repeated. Those of you that's on social media, including Cyril. Cyril is in the senior citizen section of social media. And Dana. Dana is everywhere. He's beaten. Any post go anywhere. You are the Dana Vishum, Dharam Raj or Dan Pillai. But he's there. Carry on doing posts even if you send the same 3 or 4 verses on anger until the anger leaves you. Until the anger leaves you, you have to do a post and you have to explain how many % of the anger has left you. And I'll gauge it with my anger gauging machine. I'll gauge it with my anger gauging machine. Y'all think it's right? Is it worth coming to the satsang if you didn't even pass grade R? Hmm? So I'm waiting to see. Ashmika, you can help your mom and dad. Mom smiles a lot in satsang. She got a heavy anger problem. I got an anger gauge. And most of your anger is stuck on the red and tapping. It is stuck there and it's tapping. It's not coming down. Ajit bhai, how nicely you all smile here. Trisha, if people take you for the videos and watch your aarti, they say, hey, this guru got such divine devotees. They don't know the anger gauge is stuck on the red. the gauge can't move anymore. If I extend that part on the red, the gauge will keep following down. Wasn't the Guru giving a correct? Vasan said yes. Well, I'm sure many of you waiting to see Vasan angry. Vasan, do you get angry? Vasan said it comes now and again. Okay, so we clarified, and this is the purpose of the live discourse. So I saw Ashmika wasn't getting any response. She sent me 1 to 9 why we refute Swami Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita, and Guru is doing nothing there. So instead of phoning the Guru and asking the Guru, I haven't seen 2 to 9 yet. I just saw 1. She sends me number 10. And Indians are noted to do that. It's called hinting. She hinted me with the number 10. Then I said, no. Ashmika. She's waiting to post in all the groups. She's seeing nothing. She did 1 to 9. Guru only did 1. Doesn't have the courage to ask Guru, hey, what happened? Then she pulled a Swami Prabhupada and slipped in a number 10. Jessica, if you ask Andrea Johnson, that is called a diversion tactic. Yes? And I saw many of y'all are shocked. Those that watch politics, that Jacob Zuma has brought his son in. And there's many commentators are saying that this is a family business, and I'm saying they are wrong because President Zuma fired his own daughter, did he not? He fired his own nephew, Jessica, did he not? Tobani. Well, if it's a family business, he won't fire his own daughter. His daughter is closer to him than his son. His daughter has been by his side through every hell that President Zuma went through. But when she crossed the line, did she cross the line? What did he do? In public. All right? So now that he brought his son, you think people are worried on the ground whether what's happening in the changes? MK was 14% the last poll. No, not the poll. They got 14% in the elections, isn't it? Now they are polling at 15%. And just my 2 cents, I have great respect for Zuma's son. He's at the right age. He's at the, what's his age, Jessica? He knows politics, Jessica, yes or no? He knows politics. Can he speak English well? Can he decide the context well? Go research and go hear all his political speeches he made. In fact, he closed his political party when his father opened a political party. He had his own political party. All right? So just my 2 cents. I think from now, MK will stabilize in all the leadership changes. Remember, Zuma was a man from intelligence. What do you know about intelligence? How do intelligent officers gather evidence? You got people everywhere, Divashka, that tell him things all the time. You remember when he fired Pravin Gordon? Was he right or wrong? But what South Africa thought, what the world thought, what the whole world thought when he fired Pravin wasn't. But what has information revealed? Although Pravin is late now, what he displayed in front of the camera and what dealings he did in the back is absolutely disgraceful. We as ashram, we have a right. Everyone is a citizen. We have a right to discuss these things. As a guru, I have a right to discuss these things. And Jessica, you've been dancing with your anger for a while now. I want to break that friendship. You got a very good friendship. I can't see the difference between Jessica and anger. That's how the union became, because she had nothing to do. So let me divorce you and anger. I want you to start getting the addresses of all the heads of all the political organizations, do a background of the ashram, and start inviting them to come and canvass here at the ashram like we did in 2021. Okay? Invite all the heads who come will have a few seats. Who don't come will have fewer seats. Just start inviting. It's August, September. Yeah, from September they can, you work out when from September. So no party is big or small, according to the ashram. Even if a party has one member, even if a party don't have a seat, you can invite 1860 NIC if you want. No, you invite every party. They will know whether they want to attend or not to attend. If we say be impartial politically, but whichever party asks me as a guru to promote them in any of the campaigns, I will wear the t-shirt and promote. They all the children of South Africa. Yes or no, Jessica? Yeah, ashram becomes apolitical during election time. But if I'm apolitical, does it mean I must not vote? That is, I must still vote, but this platform is a public platform, is a South African platform. We live in this country, and every political party must have the same. We don't judge. Even if Julius comes here before going to prison, maybe we'll bless him, satisfied. Yeah, even the chakras are open. Same Satish would be saying, Julius is my brother. When the chakras are closed, anger, hatred, jealousy, all these things are inside. When it's released, then you'll be like the Guru. There's no friends and there's no enemies. No friends and no enemies. Everyone is equal. Their karma is dictating to them how they must behave. You remove the karma, every soul is the same. Dana? There's no young soul, there's no old soul. There's no stupid soul, there's no intelligent soul. There's no rich soul, there's no poor soul, there's no male soul, there's no female soul. You only get these attachments as per your karma. Through your karma, you're a male today. Through a karma, you can be a female tomorrow. I said, when Avir Bhai is passing away, and he said, Maya Mika, he'll be born a girl. Last thought, last thought is what you are born, and according to his merits, he might be born a girl saint. Last thought must be Jai Shriman. No. Okay, what verse we are on today? Chapter? We finished 13. Okay, this is a verse you have to understand as a technology. As a technology, as a robot. You are a robot. The soul is the battery. You are a robot. The soul is the battery giving life to the robot. And I'm going to break it down to the best of my ability. And I hope you understand. This is absolutely important. The contact of the senses with the objects, O Arjuna, gives rise to feelings of cold and heat, pleasure and pain. They come and go, never lasting long. Endure them, O Arjuna. Right? And let's see what Ramanuj Acharya is saying in his commentary. As sound, touch, form, taste, and smell, with their bases, are the effects of subtle elements, they are all called matras. The contact with this through the ear and other senses give rise to feelings of pleasure and pain in the form of heat and cold, softness and hardness. The words cold and heat illustrate other sensations too. Endure these with courage till you have discharged your duties as prescribed by the scriptures. The brave man must endure them patiently as they come and go. They are transient. When the karmas which cause bondage are destroyed, this coming and going will end. Who's saying this? Lord Sri Ramanuj. And we are in total acceptance of what he said. So, when you get angry, it is your karma. When you get peaceful, it is still your karma. When you are placed in a cold situation, when you are placed in a hot situation, wherever you are placed, it is by design. Are you understanding? It is by design. Then you have senses, like the sensors on your windscreen. When a raindrop falls on on your windscreen, what happens to the wipers? And it gets activated. Similarly, when when you know, I like these, what you call them, emojis. You saw that eyes would heart. Huh? Those emojis. When Satish Bhai looks at Jessica, then his eye is a sensor, and the object of the sense is Jessica, then only hearts flow. Only hearts flow. You can put that emoji. See, he's blushing. Check the chest. Look, Guru is not. Look. Everyone look. Abhi, if you want to turn one camera and show. All right. So you have the sense. You have the sensor in the form of an eye, and you have the object of the sense. When the eye makes contact with the object of the sense, Satish is in love. When he sees his wife. All right. Jessica, don't look at me. Look there in the back. So you have your skin, sense of touch, the temperature in the room will activate the sense of touch, whether it is hot or whether it is cold. And when you touch fire, you'll get burnt. Then your sense of smell, like the other week, who was cooking late? Jessica and Satish again. You're in every topic. Right? Then I saw many nostrils were pointing towards that beautiful aroma that was emanating from the food, and people couldn't concentrate on my discourse. They were thinking, when is Guru going to keep quiet so we can have our lunch? So you have a sensor inside your nostril, and when the aroma touches it, your sense get activated. But all this is not you. You are the soul. All these things are material, but you experience it. It's not you, but you experience the essence of these senses. All of you understand? Can you see how important this verse is? When I say the Bhagavad Gita, when I say you are a technology, the universe is a technology, and the Bhagavad Gita is the manual which interfaces you with the universe. Can you see it coming to the fore? Can you see your creator explaining your body? Ram, wife ever tell you in your lifetime, don't look at me like that, I'll dig your eyes out. Ram, Ram, what the Guru knows and what the Guru doesn't know, Ram. Then the Lord is also telling you that these senses, nothing is permanent. That is why, again, I'll come to you. When those hearts were flowing from the eyes, Satish Bhai could walk from Shallcross to Jessica. Now he doesn't even want to drive from Shallcross to yeah, Guru again. Because God said it, Jessica, you blame God, not Satish Bhai. Because God said, yeah, it doesn't last. Satish Bhai, if Jessica is complaining, hey, when we first met, life was different, and now life is different, say it's calibrated in the Bhagavad Gita. Go and ask Lord Krishna. All right, um, ay. I'm sure Satish is going to do a posting. Satish Bhai, that bed in my room that's empty is for Chanel. That bed in my room that's empty is for Chanel. Ashram don't have place anymore. All right? That's, oh, yeah. Well, it will make no difference, Satish. From one cow to two cows, I mean. It's an evolution. You evolving. That is why Jessica normally starts at the bottom of the driveway. Other devotees, once you leave, please drive carefully. The, the driveway is under construction. Please don't be distracted. Close your ears. Like you normally do, you've been practicing it for many years. Close the ears and go up the driveway. Okay. So what are we getting from this verse? Tangible in 2026. What is God telling us? So in the previous verse, he said you're a soul. You're a soul. The same soul moved from childhood to youth to adulthood, and at death it moves into another body. Our Creator is telling us it's the same soul that moved to all these stages in life, and it moves into another. What is he telling us in this verse? Whilst you in that body, this body has five senses. When the eyes see something, and I'm going to be crude here, if you see another human burning in a fire, what will this eye trigger? Yes, horror. Will it not trigger horror when you see a human burning? This same eyes that was pushing out hearts. Now, okay, I'm not saying you see horror in a frontier. I'm saying, can you see the same sensor when it is turned to another object? What happens to the essence of that sensor or sense? It changes. When it's focused on love, you have a secretion from your brain to give you a particular feeling. And when it is focused on horror, you have another secretion from your brain to give you a opposite feeling. You understand? So every time your eye look at different things, the feelings are always different because it impels different enzymes and different chemical reactions in your brain. Are you the brain? You're not the brain. You are the soul. This robot which you are giving life to is allowing you as a soul to experience these different phenomena. Because only a conscious entity can experience pain. Only a conscious entity can experience pleasure. This body can't experience pleasure and pain because it is not a conscious entity. It is the five elements put together. It is the soul through this body, the consciousness that experiences everything. And the Lord is saying, nothing lasts forever. When you are hot, you're not hot fully. When you are cold, you're not cold fully. When you are happy, you're not happy fully. And when you are unhappy, you are not unhappy fully. So the Lord is saying, step back, step back. He's saying, be brave, Niradu. Lord Sri Krishna is saying, be brave. Every feeling come and go. The Lord is telling you these feelings come and go depending where your senses are focused. These feelings come and go. It means it is not permanent. Be brave and endure them, because you know soon the heat will go and the cold will set in. Or soon the cold will go and the heat will set in. But the purpose of the Bhagavad Gita as a manual, if you take your eyes and you focus it on Lord Narayan, if you take your ears and you only hear from Lord Narayan, if you take your food, that is by whatever you eating, you say, I'm eating for satisfy, in capital underline, bold black. If you take your taste and whatever you eat, Ajit Bhai, Ram Bhai, and Ram's wife, and Trisha, and Nirali, and uh, who else? Naveen. If you take your taste, and if you want to taste Narayan, then you'll eat sattvic food. And if you want to feel Lord Narayan, you'll imagine him and you feel him. If you take your entire focus from hot, cold, from big, small, and you focus all your senses on the Supreme Lord, Jessica, will you experience the heat and the cold? Although it will be hot and cold, the experience of God, you either experience material nature through your body and your senses, or you either experience spiritual nature through your body and senses. When you focus on the Supreme Lord, you'll only experience the Supreme Lord. There you can be brave, Jessica, and say, I am only focused on the Supreme Lord. I'm not interested in the cold and I'm not interested in the heat. I'm not interested in anything else. My entire focus through my five senses is the Supreme Lord. Do you understand? Does it make sense? It will take years. It will take years. And as soon as you start feeling cold, that is by what it means. You lost focus on the Supreme Lord, then your material senses are kicking in. Then you focus again on the Supreme Lord, and the cold will be there, but you're not going to experience it. It will be neutralized. It will be neutralized. So although we are born with this robotic body, we are inserted in this body and we believe that we are this body. When you divorce yourself from your senses, where they do not create a reaction, you must be in the same mode, whether good things are happening or bad things are happening, knowing this is not who you are and you are only experiencing temporary discomforts. Everything is temporary. How many times you thought you won't make it the next day? How many times you went to sleep when the situation was so bad and bleak that you said, God, take me away from our will. Others say, how many times? Every one of us goes through, isn't it? You want an assignment to come right, you want a job to come right, you want something to come right, and because you forgot your Creator, it became such a burden that you could have killed yourself. You were just 5% away from killing yourself. That is an illusion. That is an illusion because your senses created a dynamic that could have been resolved. But when you get up the next morning and all that is gone and you can face the next day, Trisha, you ever experience all of that or it's personal? I don't know. Or I can ask you to give a short discourse. We've still got 5 minutes. Or I can postpone it to when you're prepared. Many choices, many options, Trisha. This is no dictatorship here. Trisha, did you have a dark night in your life? And was the next morning bright? Or after a couple mornings? Or after you saw your guru? Be frank and honest, Trisha. All of you, this is what Lord Sri Krishna is talking. And if you come to this satsang at the Sri Narayan Dham, there should be no darkness. You can feel it. You must feel it. Like one drop of water on your windscreen, the wiper will move, but it mustn't be a torrent on your windscreen where the wiper is moving continuously because of the torrent. Do you understand? We are human, even the guru feels. Even the guru feels. Despite the guru's spiritual status, the guru is living in a material body. If I put my finger there and Vasan hits it with a hammer, will I feel the pain? I'll do. All of us understand this verse is important. I think I'm going to continue next week. Very, very important. And this is why I came back to chapter 2. This is the basics and this is how the Bhagavad Gita must be taught. It must be taught when the verse was spoken 5,000 years ago. 1,000 years ago, Lord Ramanuj gave his explanation 1,000 years ago, which he saw fit scripturally. And based on his scriptural evidence, I am giving you a 2026 understanding of how this verse operates. So we're going to round up. Wasn't Guru is hungry. Last week somebody gave the Guru breakfast and that discourse went till 1, I think. This week nobody thought of the Guru. I hope the salt is fine. And Dana. Are there any questions? I want everyone who got technology to listen to every discourse again. I want you to take a pen and write what you don't understand. If I get nobody asking me questions, then I might just ask randomly for you to come in the front and repeat verbatim Guru's discourse because it would mean all of you understood. By making it practical and tangible, you are learning here practically and the world is learning with you. I need to teach this Bhagavad Gita. I need to insert this Bhagavad Gita to every living entity in the world. And we have to do it practically in this way. So you are merited to be in my presence from a previous lifetime. All of you that's here. You all were in the Bhagavad Gita class. Here, the standard of education is not in one life, like my cousin. I was in standard 4. In the same lifetime, I came from grade R and I met him in standard 4. I even passed him. All right? In spirituality, it's not like that. It takes many lifetimes to move to grade R, many lifetimes to move through different stages. Those of you that are here in my presence today, is your merit to learn the Bhagavad Gita from the Guru physically. And those that are watching this live, those that are on this, and I've been told that we have followers that follows us every week, then they've been merited from whichever part of the world to hear this discourse. Sometimes they might not hear all the discourses, but whichever discourse they hear, I directly speak to every viewer and I directly give them some understanding in their confusion. And also with those viewers, you get our Ravanas and Hiranyakasipus. They come now and again to frustrate the discourse, and they doing their job as well because they are in the demonic domain. So the Guru's disciples will also be in the demonic domain until they transcend their demonic domain and become spiritual aspirants. The Guru's disciples will be demons as well. Like God, all our souls are the same to God, taking a role as divine and taking a role as demonic. All of you understand? So there's nothing more precise than what I said now. There is nothing more precise than what I said now. So we need to go to the next level, and I'd like one question from everyone who listens to my discourse. So you go home, you go through the discourse, either from the ISKCON side or from verse 14 of chapter 2. Okay? If the person that does not ask me a question, that person will have to recite this entire discourse 1 hour and 15 minutes. And I'll ask you questions. Who don't ask me questions, I will ask you questions. Right, Ram? Let Ashmika come one whole day and teach you, because I might ask some very heavy questions. Madlanga commission is nothing. This is the Acharya commission. Is there anything we need to... Trisha? Trisha was the only person that did seva at the ashram yesterday. She cooked for the Guru. Alright? So we need a seva date. Nobody came. We need another seva date. And take those sevas very, very important. It's part of the formula. Seva, Simran, Satsang. Seva, Simran, Satsang. I want you here physically so I can tackle your lower chakras. Tisha, how's your lowest chakra? I don't think it's okay. All right? We'll see each other next week. Make a date. I want somebody to be in charge of the heads. When you come and do your seva, you'll just trim the hedge. I'll show you one round. But look at how badly the hedge is looking. All right? And I got no time. I'm busy constructing the driveway, me and the boys. That is why I'm giving the gardening to you at the right time. We got fish line, we got hedge trimmers, we got everything. That is why I saw they even got electric hedge trimmers. But I won't get that. I want you to be my electric hedge trimmer. All right. So 2 or 3 people should know how to cut their head, the males. All right. I'll show you all. I think today, before you go home, call me. So I'll teach you how to. Yeah. So when you see the head is not right, how you have a haircut, that is, please don't bald the head. Jai Srimad Narayan.